Today we're making fresh milled 100% whole grain crunchy pretzel sticks that stay crunchy. You're going to mill your grains. We're using 400 grams of grains. Dry ingredients go into the mixing container. Extruding pretzel sticks is actually pretty fun and easy. If you don't care about how rough the edges are in your pretzel rods, you could do one cycle and continue on. If you'd like them to be a little more smooth, then you'll go through one kneading cycle. When you hear the machine stop and change directions, turn off your machine and start it again for a second kneading cycle before extrusion. So the way we do this is we're going to press the power button to turn on the machine, and we're going to select the 2 or the larger size batch. And then we're going to press play. We can pour our wet ingredients into this well that has slots in the top. What we're looking for is a almost sandy-like texture. It's actually a little wetter than what you would normally make with pasta dough, but because the die is bigger, we don't need as much force to get this to extrude. Our pasta machine has just changed directions. We're going to power it off, power it back on, select the large cycle, and press play. This gives us an extra kneading cycle. Remember how I said there was a safety switch on the lid? Anytime you lift the lid and take it off, your machine will beep at you and stop. We can take a look at our dough. It looks somewhat crumbly and in little pieces. Okay? If I squeeze it together, it stays. Okay? And then if I press on it from other sides, it will crumble apart again. This is what we're looking for. The next thing you want to do is have something sharp that you can cut your extruded dough with. And I am going to use a bench scraper. This one in particular fits. I can very easily go down through. Now it's changing direction. The second mixing cycle has happened, and the dough is going to start to come out. Whee! Look at that! You can cut it to your desired length and set it on your tray. I like to go about as wide as my fingers, 4 fingers stacked up together, and cut. If it's going too fast for you, you can press the pause button, which is also the play button, on your machine and take a break. So why don't we do that for a minute and take a look down below. Here are our extruded pretzels. We can roll them if they look bendy, because they often come out a little bit bent from the extruder. Okay. We can line them up on our sheet. Look at that, they're so cute. We can make room for more by rolling them down. Okay. And if you don't care if your pretzels are curved at the end, then you could skip this spot. Okay. This is going to make several trays of pretzels. And I doubled this recipe from what I did yesterday because I only got one small baggie worth of pretzels, and I want a lot for our vacation. If you half this recipe, Then use the small batch option on your extruder. I'm going to press play and keep going. If you don't like that you have broken pieces and you want to put them back into your extruder, you may do that. As you can see, I have finished extruding, and now I'm just going to carefully transfer some of these to an extra sheet. I can roll them gently underneath my hands to smooth them out. These look a little shaggy. That can be fixed by rolling. Although those little shaggy bits will give you a better hold on some pretzel salt. And you could push them together if you want. You don't like them short, just push them back together. You could just pause your machine as you get one sheet done. Bake it, do the next one. Oh, there's my oven, it's ready to go. You want a little bit of room in between your pretzel rods so that they don't stick together when they bake. So I'm going to shake my bottle, and then you're going to very generously spray. Alternatively, take your baking soda water and brush the tops generously. Sprinkle your pretzel salt or coarse sea salt. I have both. I have both the Morton's kosher salt, and I have Himalayan sea salt that I have coarse ground. Yesterday I used the Himalayan. Today I'm going to use the pretzel salt. Salt to your liking, and then place it in the oven. 8 minutes has passed. I'm going to put these here, and I'm going to take my tray out of the oven. Look at those. Yes, they're crunchy on the outside. I am going to put the second batch into the oven. We can use our scraper to transfer our pretzel sticks right onto the dehydrator tray. I use the Excalibur 9 tray dehydrator. I can fit very many batches of pretzels in at one time. But they have a 4 tray dehydrator, which would work well for most people. You could also use your oven on the lowest temperature. Next step, I'm going to put these in the dehydrator at 125 until they're crunchy. How do you know if they're crunchy? You go like this. Notice how you didn't hear a crunch? They'll be crunchy when they're ready. I'm going to put this batch in on the baking stone directly. I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. Yes, this looks much better. If you're baking directly on a pan that has not preheated, you can bake your pretzels for longer than if you were to bake directly on the baking stone. Our pretzels came out of the dehydrator after several hours. I would say 3 to 4 hours at 125 has been working for me. These are my pumpernickel pretzel sticks. I do them exactly the same as my other pretzel sticks. And listen to the crunch. And if I break them, they're crunchy all the way through. This is what we're looking for. It'll stay crunchy when you put it into a bag.